Says RTÉ Radio 1. In an hour's time, we'll be joining Donecha for this week's Fáilte Isteach. But right now, it's time for Céilí House with Felicity, Kieran Hanrahan.
Bpiobairí agus bhgéad Fáilte Isteach chuig Teacha Céilí. You're very welcome to Céilí House, and tonight we're in the brand new centre for the Armagh Pipers here on Scotch Street in the heart of Armagh City. It's a major development for the Pipers here in Armagh, who have great plans for this centre. We're getting a sneak preview of the premises, which will be officially opened in the very near future. The Armagh Pipers Club have a fantastic reputation for producing some of the finest young musicians and singers playing traditional music, and that tradition continues as we introduce a group of young musicians who have been causing a bit of a stir lately around the country. We'll meet them shortly, but first, playing what they call the piping jigs. Would you please welcome Cúig? That's mighty stuff there from Coig. The Piping Jigs is the collective title for that selection. Ciara's dance is the first one. Tickle Her Leg is the name of the second one. And Give Us a Drink of Water, the name of the third tune there from Coig. Anya Mullen is the banjo player. Cathal Murphy on the bodhrán. Owen Murphy the accordion. Ronan Stewart is on fiddle and pipes. Indeed, he's switching over again, I think back to fiddle this time. And Rory Stewart is on guitar. They're multi-instrumentalists, are Coig. But Anya Mullen, I think I met you for the first time maybe 4 or 5 years ago, certainly at a Flann Cavan.
Yeah, that's right. We were playing in a group at that time, just a few friends from all over the country. So now it's just down to the 5 of us now. So we're having great crack.
And the name of those friends were Fla Friends, and there was something unusual and unique about you. You nearly had the place in sort of tears. All these tin whistle players flying around the country.
Yeah. I was great crack, like all of us. It was sort of friends from all over the country, so it was great just to meet new people and play tunes. So great.
Well, it was probably the parents that you had in tears because you were in such demand for playing here, there, and everywhere on your tin whistles. Yeah. But even at that time, I think you probably had a CD made at that time, had you?
Yeah. At the time, my health had gone down, so we had decided to make a CD for the Kidney Patients Association in Belfast. So all the money that we raised went towards that trust. So.
And you had a personal reason for that?
Yeah, 3 years ago I got a kidney transplant. So that's 3 years ago. So it's mad just to think back now that it's 3 years past. So.
Well, you're a fantastic advertisement for it, I must say. Looking wonderful here, and great to see a young man like yourself getting a bit of sense and playing a tenor banjo. Why?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Why did you take up the banjo?
Of course, you and Kieran have to say a great influence.
But around here, I mean, every instrument is encouraged in the Armagh Pipers Club.
Yeah, definitely. There's ranges of all different instruments being taught here at the Pipers, so it's great.
That's brilliant. Now, Coig, I know you won the Trad for Trocra, Battle of the Bands this year. You also won another major event. Was it in Derry?
It was the Battle of the Bands. So from that, we have 3 days recording now in the Classic Studios in Dublin. So we're just getting stuff ready to record now. So hopefully it'll be out by next summer. We'll have an EP out. So. And
can we expect to see you performing around the country?
Yeah, we're doing a gig now at the Tampa Bar Trad Fest in January. So we're playing at the Hub on the 24th, I think it is, Friday the 24th. So we're looking forward to it.
And you're going further afield, I believe. You're going further south?
Yeah, we're heading down then to Killarney then for the Gathering Festival down there. So we're looking forward to all of them. So.
Well, it's fantastic. By the way, the age group of the band, now you don't have to name everybody's age, but just tell me sort of what the span is.
It's ranging from 15 to 19. So
15, I see, looking over towards what I presume is the 19-year-old at the far side, not quite sure. Anyway, you're going to play another selection for us, Micheál. It's called Speed Bumps. There's French and Galician, so you have all sorts of influences.
So yeah, we learnt these. Recently we were over in France there for, we were playing at a festival called Caltisimes in the French Alps, so we put this set together there. So
we're looking forward to hear it here on Céilí House. Would you please welcome back Coig? Well, the collective title for that piece of music is called Speed Bumps. The band is called Cuig, and some very intricate arrangements there with Cuig. We're going to hear more from the band a little later on. They're all part of the Armagh Pipers Club, and we're here at Aras na bPiobairí in Scotch Street in Armagh City, and we're getting, as I said, a preview of the venue. We're going to meet another group now, at least part of a group called Makkah, and I think maybe Rosh Hendron is going to speak to us. Are you, Rosh? Yeah, and explain a little bit about who Makkah are and where you came from. Where are you from yourself first, Rosh?
I'm from Mahari, just about 20 minutes outside Armagh.
The group Makkah, how did you get together?
Well, we got together, I suppose, we all sang in the Pipers Club, and we got together a few years ago for Celtic Connections. And then we sort of recouped a few months ago to make a CD, and we've been singing together since that. So. And
who are the other members of Makkah?
We have Anya Mullen, Emmett Mulholland, Fintan Mulholland, Dermot Mulholland, Emer Mulholland, and they're all part of the Mulholland family. And then we have myself and Finola Mullen.
No, we're not going to get the full group to sing this time, just some of you. Who's going to sing?
Myself and Anya, I'm going to be on the piano, and we're both going to sing Mochil.
Mochil. Well, members of Makkah for this song called Mochil. Would you please give them a welcome?
Tashtali brain sa cheer, stashe skrifa aboard. Her military sa fost, August galtinus uphost. Stu more hell, 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 stu more hell, ganyak ban. Stu more yella, do I luai, asaru ik to this land. Shocking low hin, Sakuin Skadashi Swas, Najurland. Nurahla hey, Safin, Ave Arhun El Antran. Stu more hell, 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 Stu more hell, Ganyak ban. Stu more yella, do I luai, asaru ik to this land. Nora hen shave we hew, stag more well labby fween. Nora hun shave for ruin, a they are who had untren. Stu more hell, 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 stu more hell, ganyak ban. Stu more yella, do I luai, asaru ek to this land. Stu more hell, 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 stu more hell, ganyak ban. Stu more yella, do I luai, asaru ek to this land.
Roche Hendren and Anya Mullen of Makkah there singing Machwil. And a reminder that you're listening to Céilí House from Aras na bPiobairí in Scotch Street in Armagh City. And I think this is probably the first time we've ever said that, because the Pipers Club here in Armagh have moved into this beautiful new venue, which will be receiving its official opening in the next month or so. A couple of members of Makkah now who have taken the instruments to hand, concert flute and fiddle. We have Fintan Mulholland and Emmett Mulholland. They're going to play a selection of tunes for us. The first one is called Paddy Taylor's, the second one, Nocturnes. Please welcome Fintan and Emmett Mulholland. Lovely music there from the Mulhollands. Fintan Mulholland on concert flute, Emmett Mulholland on the fiddle there, Paddy Taylor's and Nocturnes. And we have Anya Mullen now, who's a member of Makkah and part of all that's happening here in traditional music in Armagh. But Anya, you're going to sing a song for us, The Dawning of the Day. Where did you get this particular song?
I got this song from PJ MacDonald. He came to the Pipers Club during the Trad and the Tryon. They're like monthly classes where all the singers in the Pipers Club get the benefit of singers from all over Ireland come teach them songs. So I got it from him in his session. And
have you been involved with the Pipers Club all your musical life, we'll say?
Yeah, I started playing here when I was 7, took up the fiddle. Well, I did it my year on the tin whistle first. Everybody has to start on the tin whistle and then moved on to fiddle. And I've been doing singing here all my life as well, yeah. And what about the singing tradition then for young people? Is it seen as, you know, a legitimate part of the tradition around here? Oh, definitely, yeah. There's singing sessions on regularly at the William Kennedy there in November, the festival thrown by Ethna and Brian. The singing session's a big part of the festival as well, yeah. So you do feel wanted around here? Oh, definitely, yeah. Fair play. I'll step back while you get to the microphone then to sing this beautiful song called The Dawning of the Day from Anya Mullen.
At the early dawn, where once I've been, where glens blue waters flow, when summer bade the grass be green and the
lamp of light to glow, when on by bower and tarn and tower, through widespread fields I strayed, I met a maid in the golden glade at the dawning of the day. No hat nor cloak did this maiden wear, no mantle fair she wore, but down her waist fell golden hair that swept the tall grass o'er. With milking pail she sought the veil, and bright her charms displayed, outshining far the morning star at the dawning of the day. On a mossy bank I sat me down, this maiden by my side. With gentle words I courted her, and I asked her to be my bride. False man, for shame, don't bring me blame, she sighed and pushed away. And the morning's light pursued her flight at the dawning of the day. And the morning's light pursued her flight at the dawning of the day.
With Roche Hendren on the keyboard there, that was the voice of Anya Mullen with The Dawning of the Day. Now, I mentioned that we're in Aras na bPiobairí here in Scott Street in Armagh, and the man behind the Armagh Pipers, of course, and man synonymous with the Armagh Pipers Club for, well, since its foundation, is Brian Vallely. Brian is here with us, actually. Brian, if you wouldn't mind to come up maybe to say a few words, because very curious, you have a fantastic site here in Armagh City, right on one of the main streets for Aras na bPiobairí. How did you secure that for a start?
Well, we looked at a lot of different premises, and luckily we didn't get some of them. And then eventually this one appeared on the horizon, and we were lucky enough to secure a lease.
You've been a long time, of course, in existence. What's the history of the Armagh Pipers?
Yeah, well, this is our 47 years completed, so having this premises is a dream come true, really. The club started in '66 in quite a small way, but by the '70s it had started to expand, and we started publishing music books in '72 and forming groups, and gradually getting, by trial and error, getting to the stage we're at now, you know, where we've a very, very different club to what it was at the start. The encouragement of groups, the encouragement of musicians to see a life after going to classes, that it wasn't just something they did in a class, that they could go out and express themselves and develop groups and entertain people and get a lot out of it.
And outside of that, you're not sort of forcing the pipes, even though it's the Pipers Club here. It's just fantastic to see such an array of different instruments, including the voice, all important.
Yeah, well, we are the Pipers Club, and we started out with the idea of really developing the pipes, which were in a perilous enough state in the 60s. But we were never just totally focused on one instrument, like from the very beginning, with obviously flutes and whistles and fiddles, and then we've added in over the years all sorts of, concertina, harp, everything.
Yeah, that's just a great development. And another part of it that I noticed, the age group of the performers on tonight's Céilí House range from 15, we heard anyway, one of Coig is that age, but up to just maybe the early 20s. So a great cohort of young people interested, and very enthusiastic about traditional music in this area.
Yeah, well, the Pipers Club, we take pupils in from about 3.5 to 4 years of age, and they undergo a number of years where they're just singing. At that age, they can't read or write, so there's memory involved, and then there's the ear development, and the voice is the first instrument. So then when they come to learn an instrument at 6 or 7, they already have a head full of tunes. They can distinguish when they're in tune, out of tune, and then the memory, of course, has been really well developed. And it is a young club, but it's also covers all generations. There are 3 generations, maybe even the makings of 4 generations at the minute in the Pipers Club. But you're quite correct. We have extremely talented, very, very young musicians who are finding their own feet and doing their own thing. But we'd like to think that we've sort of maybe pointed them in the right direction and encouraged them and created the atmosphere where they feel free to develop their talents.
And how important is it for you now to have your own home here in Armagh City?
Yeah, well, it's a dream come true, and it consolidates our position. You know that if people say the Armagh Pipers Club, it now relates to a place right in the heart of Armagh where we really aimed to be, not on the periphery or down the side street or something. We're actually on the main street. In fact, Scott Street was formerly known as Main Street Armagh. So we're on the main street. You're
on Main Street, and you're on the main street of traditional music now too. Now we're in a lovely performance space here, and I know you have plans, you have archive planned, but you have lots of other sort of activities planned for here.
Yeah, well, of course, our pipe making workshop, it'll be a venue where we will have the London College of Music exams. We will have an archive where people can come in and source a whole load of stuff that we have on tape and books and original transcriptions. And then we have this auditorium space which will be available to young groups to come and use and practice and hone their performance skills. And then we have a reception area where people can come in and get information about the club and promote the club, and we'll have a face, a visible presence, which we up to now didn't have.
Well, you certainly have it now, and we wish you the very best of success into the future with this, Brian Vallely. Congratulations on a job very well done so far.
Okay, thanks very much indeed.
Brian Vallely. And speaking of those groups that Brian mentioned, we're going to go back to Coig now, and this is a selection that has a collective title again. They're into the collective titles around here. They call it Lisa's, but the first one is called Poor Old Lisa Jane. After that, Sultan de Saint Martin is what they told me it was called. And then the last tune on this is one written by Jerry Mulholland called Iggy Squiggy. Please welcome back Coig. title of the track, as Lee says there. The band is called Coig, and I'm sure we'll be hearing an awful lot of that band into the future. We're going to call on Conor Mullen now, and he has the pipes ready, and he's going to play this beautiful haunting air called Port Nabuki. Please welcome Conor Mullen. Conor Mellon there, he has the honour of being the first man to play Port Nabuki on Céilí House at Aras na bPiobairí. Well done. Right, we're going back to Makkah. This time they're going to sing the Tommy Sands song, County Down. Would you please welcome back Makkah?
When you're out walking and there's no one near you, but a voice keeps calling and you hear your name. It's not the leaves or the whispering breezes, it's me that's calling you back again. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roam through lonely, sweet London time. When evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home now to the county down.
Do you remember the fiddlers playing the songs and stories the whole night long? 'Tis little then that you thought of leaving. It seems so strange now that you are gone.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roam through lonely, sweet London time. When evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home now to the county down. The fish are dancing on Clanry River. The teams are sporting in Old Glenvale. My heart no longer can lead the cheering. When you're not playing, it's a different game. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? As you roam through lonely, sweet London time. When evening's falling, you'll hear me calling. Come on home now to the county down. I'm always thinking that things are changing and that they're building a factory tall, and young ones needed to get in your reach. But I still need you the most of all. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
Well, that's almost it for Céilí House from Aras na bPiobairí here in Scotch Street in Armagh City. Thanks to everybody, as always, who took part in the programme. Thanks to Brian and Ethna Vallely for being so helpful and so inviting and welcoming here at Aras na bPiobairí. We wish you the very, very best with this venture here in Armagh. I'm sure it's going to be a huge success. Great that the Pipers have a home in Armagh City now. We're going to leave you with Coig. On sound for RTE, Tom Norton and Barry Kavanagh. From producer Peter Brown and for me, Kieran Hanrahan. Until next time on Céilí House, slán go fóill!